When you think of Savannah, Georgia, you probably think of parks framed with rows of moss-covered oaks, beautiful antebellum architecture, and horse-drawn carriages. However, not everything in this historic city is teeming with Southern decorum and charm. In this episode of Travelhound, I'll visit Savannah's newest creepy attraction. Located just one block off of River Street, on Savannah's waterfront, Graveface Museum is filled with an eclectic collection of both bizarre and downright macabre memorabilia and oddities. After spending much of his life acquiring an unusual assortment of artifacts, Ryan Graveface, the owner and namesake of the museum, decided to finally share his collection with the general public by opening his own museum in the spring of 2020. Visitors begin their tour of the museum through its menacing entryway, entering into the Roadside America Gallery, a collection of sideshow attractions. Featured prominently in this gallery are also a number of creations by Homer Tate. Tate was a creator of both mythical and downright bizarre figurines that were exhibited at carnival sideshows and roadside attractions across the U.S. The next gallery houses an array of artifacts from infamous cult leaders. Yes, that's a pair of sweatpants worn by Charles Manson in prison, some of his artwork and rambling letters, and an actual sign from the ranch where Manson and his followers lived in the late 1960s. Also on display are a pair of glasses worn by Jim Jones, as well as some of the Flavor Aid packets that were used to lace the cyanide that he gave to over 900 of his followers in a mass suicide in Jonestown. The most extensive collection on display at the museum was about the notorious serial killer John Wayne Gacy. Here, you'll find a number of personal possessions recovered from not only Gacy's home, but also from his stint on death row. An avid painter, Gacy's themes usually centered around clowns and mass murderers, with the occasional Elvis painting thrown in for good measure. Another gallery displayed a number of unusual items related to the secret society of Oddfellows. Included in the collection are an executioner's mask and robe used for initiation ceremonies, a skull inscribed with their trademark all-seeing eye of Providence, and the remains of the great-grandfather of the owner of Graveface Museum. Being an Oddfellow himself, he had donated his remains to his own lodge when he died. The tour of Graveface Museum ends in a room that houses an impressive collection of working pinball machines and arcade games. It's a rather fitting way for visitors to decompress from the heavy subject matter found in the rest of the museum. So if you're intrigued by the dark corners and creepy weirdos of America, you'll probably enjoy a visit to Graveface Museum. It may just prove to you that being normal isn't such a bad thing after all.